How's it going? A lot of heavy energies as of late, and if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling broken, I understand you. I'm currently going through that right now myself, actually, but I think it's all pretty necessary for my growth and for my better good. As you can see, I'm in a place now, right now, where I can feel grounded, where I can feel the spirit. And I've recently posted some crazy videos, as you can come to expect, as the response that I was getting from close family and friends that seen this big drastic change, and wondered if I needed to go into a psych ward or whatnot. But when we have these changes and experience take place in our lives, it's easy to fight these urges to do something different, to try something you've never tried before, and to in a sense rebel against the social norms that you've come to expect around you, to see if there's a different result. Of course there's going to be a different result. And at first I wondered if it was even the right thing that I was doing, you know, getting into tarot cards and stuff like that. But it's trusting your gut, but trusting with what's inside of your gut, that intuition, that connection that you have that's innate to spirit and to God and to the source. And trusting in yourself, but trusting in your ability to be able to feel the emotions, to be able to be comfortable within your emotions, and to feeling other people's emotions as well. And then finding this control within inside of you to master your own emotions, but also master the emotions that you're feeling, so you're able to channel directly to what the point is, and to find yourself in a place of clairvoyance, but also a place of being a teacher, of being a guide to those that are in need of guidance. And my aim is not to portray the other person that you might be dealing with in a negative light. It is to portray within yourself what it is that you need to work on to bring the whole scenario into light. And it's the things that you hide within yourself, the things that you avoid coming face to face with, and to face your fears and your insecurities. That's ultimately where the problem is within yourself. And so I see a lot of readings done where I mean, the majority of them are done where it's a love reading, and it's a lot of blame being put on the other person. But I think that if the tarot was done where it was meant to be used, is for personal growth, and to connect with yourself, and to connect with spirit, and connect with your spirit guides. But if you understand the reality of this situation of our lives, and you understand that every person and everything is just a projection of our own imagination, and so even another person is just a projection of who we are on the inside. And so we can fight that all we want, and fight against it all we want, but in the reality, in the reality scheme of things, we're fighting ourselves. And so if we can allow ourselves to humble ourselves, allow the spirit to humble us to the extent that they can, or in the spirit guides and Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, whatever you believe in, can penetrate into our soul to open us up to be able to see inside of ourselves and to find the core of who we are, then we can operate from a place that's more grounded, that's more peaceful, that's more connected with Earth, with where we're at as human beings, understanding that we are a spirit, not from this planet, but living within it. And so it's the same thing as a body. This is of earth, this is of flesh, but we are a spirit and living within it. But understanding that concept, but being able to operate now with that new perspective, and also this perspective of being able to die but yet still live. You know, going through transformation in life several times is ultimately a death to your ego, a death to what once was, to be able to put to rest things that no longer are in your better interest or best interest, to allow the room for something new to come in, and that's your rebirth, your resurrection, your second chance to be able to give life what it is that you really want to give it, and to receive from life what it is that you really want to receive from it. Tarot was just one way for me to be able to tap in, and I mean, it started out really as a rocky road for me. I was tuned into a lot of negativity, and being able to pull from different tarot readings from different tarot readers, and see kind of a very defensive standpoint for myself, because I was looking for the truth, but I was also looking to pass blame. But as I learned for myself and started buying my own decks and started doing readings for myself, and seeing how I was manipulating some of the readings for myself, and really had to come to terms with being truthfully honest with myself, and honest with myself in a way that I'm being so honest to my Creator and for my purpose. And it's getting down to the nuts and bolts of who you are and what you represent and what your purpose is what we're really ultimately trying to get on the path of doing, to go with the flow of life, and also to be the facilitator for the spirit to do God's work, to do our Father in heaven is what He has commanded us to do, is to love one another, but also to teach one another, and to learn from one another, and to grow, and to progress, and realize your potential, and to reach it, and to have that joy and satisfaction with yourself, and create for yourself a place of a safe haven, you know, a refuge from the storm. When chaos comes and buckles you down, where you really have a hard time going through the mundane things in life and your daily routines, it becomes very difficult when you're weighed down with a lot of emotional baggage. And what a beautiful thing it is to be able to hand all that off, and to be able to dig deeper within yourself, to gain the courage and the strength to overcome and to persevere, and to be a resilient child of God, but to realize your worth, and to realize your purpose, and to realize your mission is ultimately what we are wanting to find when we're seeking whatever it is that we're seeking for. This sense of belonging, and a sense of home. And home is where the heart is. And it's like little sayings like that, quotes like that you just would say, or you'd read, and you wouldn't really think too far into it. But when you awaken yourself to the reality of why we're here, you can see the little things and how much more they mean to you. Music stands out to you. I mean, songs that you'd sing along with it all growing up, and then all of a sudden you hear it on the radio, and it completely shifts your whole perspective, and brings in this new paradigm, this new perspective to look at life, and it's beautiful. It absolutely is beautiful. And makes you more tender and more balanced within your own energies, your feminine and your masculine energies, to be able to stand tall on your feet and to look at life with more courage and more dignity and more value towards what you're putting your time and effort into, and hopefully that's into yourself, and filling your own cup so that you can freely give from yourself out of that cup. And in regards to love and relationships and things that, you know, unfortunately go the opposite direction of what you intended, and make you face your fears and ultimately have to persevere through them. Those are the best experiences you could ever ask for, and to be able to come away from that and express gratitude towards the situation and the people involved is the real essence of life. And these tarot cards, I mean, it's not that I'm trying to prove to anyone that I'm psychic or that I have this ability to read cards. I'm a tarot reader. It's not the point. The point is to be able to understand yourself to the extent that you can feel energy all around you. You can look into energy and know dangers and know promptings, and to know how to operate from your heart, know when to say enough is enough, or know when to go all in and get what it is that you want out of life, and to have the strength to persevere through all of it and to come away with it a learned lesson. And that's what pretty much life is all about, is all these cycles that we go through continuously throughout our life, and these cycles of death and rebirth of certain situations and scenarios, places we've lived, schools that we went to, I mean friends that we've had, kids that we've raised, I mean it's or people that we've taught, and in certain situations where we have a death to a cycle, where a rebirth is beginning a new one. And too many times in life we abort that mission to go on a new one because we're so afraid of what's unknown to us, because it's scary to not know what the future holds, and to allow everything to just be cut away from you is a really tough thing to allow yourself to cut the cords that connect you to things that would just enable you to tear yourself apart. So it's a real challenge every single cycle, but it's learning to be able to trust your intuition, trust your Father in heaven, and to know that there's always better coming, so long as you can recognize what the lesson is and you can learn from it. I got cards in my hand right now, and it's not like I need to really say anything. I'm just telling you the energy that I'm feeling, and hopefully this message finds you well. So far to this point, if you don't really dig the tarot cards, I understand, and I think this is more of the angle I want to go with, and it's taken a lot of courage for me to do that right here, right now. But it's being authentic. It's allowing yourself to express yourself even through the moments of pain, to encourage yourself, to ask for help when you need help, to explore areas within you that is of your life power, that is of your life force, that you never knew you had because of the strength and courage you allowed yourself to be empowered and to see things differently and have a soft heart. Allow yourself to cry and not be ashamed of it, and that these emotions that we feel here on this planet are for our better good, or for our teaching, or for our lessons that we can take away from. I know a lot of these things are very challenging, especially when you have to go back into your childhood and figure out what the hell's going on, and kind of go through those cycles again, but plugged in with this new perspective of your higher self, to be able to plug into your inner child and tell him he's alright, he's okay, that you already did it for him. He can dream, he can have the stars, he can go for it, he can be with you, that you can allow yourself to be authentic and express from this place of a dreamy child and to be able to go for it with a new cycle right here in front of you, placed at your feet, with a new chance, a new breath of fresh life, and paper and a pen to rewrite your own story. What a gift to be able to have resurrection in the matter of the next day. I don't think we realize how blessed we are to be able to start a new day with a full understanding of all the lessons that we learned from yesterday's, and a hope to carry us into tomorrow. The sun will always come up. The moon will always have its cycles. And we will always be eternal. And I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm so happy. But during the times of chaos, and that's what I hope, if you're watching this video, I hope that if you're in a time of chaos, you're finding strength in yourself by hearing me say to you, it's going to be okay. That God loves you, knows you, and knows your abilities, and knows that you can persevere through anything. So long as you're breathing, you can conquer. And so long as you are a light, you are eternal. And I'm grateful for people that have stood up for me and people that have supported me throughout my life, but even on a spiritual sense, supported me in my mission before I even came to this planet. I have been involved in inventing a product that I want to bring to the world, and I know without a shadow of a doubt that it will change people's lives and help them express their authentic selves just with the principle of what it is that I'm working on. I'd love to share more about what it is that I'm working on, but I gotta make sure I'm protected in doing so. But I've learned in my struggles to invent a product that you have more success coming from a standpoint of reinventing yourself first. And it's taught me a lot about love and enthusiasm and excitement and fresh, brand new ideas and creativity and color and enhancement and understanding different ways of how your body works and the biology of your light that's within you, your chakras, your meditative styles, your healing. And I just feel like the world's more closed off to all these practices than what meets the eye. I mean, these things are viewed as taboo, the metaphysical, I don't know, religion and the line that separates religion from spirituality. It just amazes me that people are so against finding who they are and rather hide behind a mask or suffer the same cycles over and over and over and over, and not advance and not level up and not learn the lesson that's meant for them to progress and to understand themselves more fully and to bring on the new cycle and this heaven on earth, this feeling that is so strong. I know I know without a shadow of a doubt that Jesus Christ didn't just come here to be the perfect example, and that we couldn't achieve that. I believe that we can. I believe that God wouldn't send a Savior here for all of us just to have a perfect example of something that we can never achieve. I think we can. And I think that if we are good examples to each other, and we love one another, and we show compassion, and we heal ourselves and learn the lessons and teach what we learn, that we can change the world. We can light the world and be the light of the world, just as he was, a healer. Put hands on and heal, just as he did. Perform miracles, just as he did. Suffer, just as he did. But prevail and to be resurrected. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and the pressure's already here, just being here. Our spirits are so big as we fit into these little bodies. That's enough pressure that we need. That's all we need. We don't need this mental fog and pressure to confuse us and to draw us astray from the path, but rather the pressure that we already have being here, just to draw us near and to understand our purpose and to continue to press forward and to be raw and be real and not afraid, and to conquer all these demons that we've come to conquer, and to have so much more of a testimony of who we are and why we're here. And express love, express color, express unity, express self, express your worth, and express the worth of others, and worth to others, in a sense of camaraderie and brotherhood and sisterhood, support systems, and encouraging avenues of enlightenment and inspiration. But I don't know, I was trying to set up a way of delivering my message through tarot, and I was kind of interrupted, not rudely, but swiftly but softly by the Spirit, as it intervened and had me writing the time has come. And I thought to myself, what does that mean? The time has come for what? To show the world who I am, to promote what it is that I'm doing so that others can do the same. We're battling generational curses that come from our ancestors, and that's why they support us so heavily and so strongly, as we are chosen ones, all of us, so long as we choose ourselves. It's a spiritual war that we're embarking upon when we come to this world, and it's the war of opposition, love and hate. I don't think love and hate are even in opposition, but I don't know what made me say that. But it's being able to express yourself through your heart, through love, through your passion of what it is that you are so driven to do. But Spirit also told me about trauma and post-traumatic stress, the cause and effect, places for us to explore, or the power of prayer. When you lose everything, seeing God and angels pull your number, helping you to be authentic, overcoming your demons, gaining eternal wisdom. And a hard one for me is making room for temperance, for patience, for understanding divine timing, and just being patient with Him, not angry, allowing your vibration to stay at a high level and not to stoop to low levels of anger and saying things you don't mean. Identifying your blockages, confronting insecurities, meditation, connecting with your angels, allowance of divine guidance, seeing the silver lining as blessings in disguise. The time has come. My own story, man, I'm feeling it. But I lost the one thing that meant everything in the world to me. And I can't blame her. I can't blame anyone else. But see my own flaws in the domino effect of what took place, and it was a humbling experience to drop to my knees and to ask God for me to be transformed, to do it 100%, to a point I can't look back, and to change forever. And it has been a struggle, really, to adapt to what I was asking, not understanding what it is that I was asking. But it was a very powerful moment when you actually ask with true intent and desire what it is you need help with. But then when things start changing around you and for you, not understanding, and you're thinking that He's taking things away from you, and you go into a state of panic and you don't know what's going on and why it's happening. Until you reach a point like I did, like last night, and you look at it all, and you understand there's so much divine timing taking place, so much happening behind the scenes. Mountains are moving for you. So I wrote down this. I believe many are asking, but just as many are not in the spirit of receiving. God wants to move mountains in your life, but you simply aren't allowing it. You are His vessel. Everything happens for divine purpose and reason. Trust that what is being asked of you is for your own good, and that the transformation is temporary. For behind your acceptance to all that takes place is your heaven on earth, your joy, your peace, your authenticity, and salvation through the eternities. Another thing that Spirit wanted me to address was judging the book by the cover. And judgment is a very powerful word, and even in the judicial systems throughout the world. But when we exercise judgment in our own lives, in our own circumstances, and in our own world with the people that we are around, we got to understand that we're judging ourselves realistically, honestly, and truthfully. But this is what I wrote about judging the book by the cover. What looks good doesn't always taste good. What looks bad isn't always bad at all. And that's what was promised in the last days, is that we would be viewing all that was good as bad. and all that was bad is good, and it's understanding. And the only way you're going to be able to discern that is to be connected with yourself, to have intuition, to trust in your gut no matter what. It's a trying time right now, and it's a spiritual war, and it is raging so much every day, and each and every one of us are being attacked spiritually. So be careful with judgment. And also, it is unrighteous dominion to overrule your intuition, to ignore your spiritual promptings, to not trust your inner voice that urges you to make the right choice, to do the right things, always. And that's a pretty good note to end on. I always wondered what unrighteous dominion is, and I've always been told within a marriage, unrighteous dominion can be carried out in that way, but I'm looking at it as being within the self, unrighteous dominion. You know, taking the Lord's name upon you, then not carrying out His mission, His purpose. I'm so grateful for that message the Spirit was able to give to me about unrighteous dominion and about the improper use of your gifts. You have so many spiritual gifts, but I want to flip some cards, because I just want to have people have a more open perspective on all things, because all things are possible, and the cup is always overflowing. It was never half empty or half full. It was always overflowing, and I just wish, if you have the sense of mind right now and you've watched this video up to this point, you would allow some of the cards to come out and just kind of give you a perspective on what it is, this energy that I'm feeling, that these cards kind of have to tell about yourself. I mean, this isn't about love towards another. It is, but it's about yourself anyways. And whether it's towards another person, it's still towards yourself. It's a direct reflection of yourself. So I'm just going to flop a few cards and just kind of read the energy off the cards and give you a sense of direction from what this energy is showing us here. And I'm just going to take those cards. Spirit says take them, because if they come to the floor, they come to your door. One of those sayings there. And it's Chariot. That eagle, screaming eagle, coming in quickly, coming in for you, to help you, to be at your aid, to balance your energies. The Chariot is the balancing of energies, and getting two horses that are unlike one another to be in balance and to run in the same direction. But this is an eagle here, and it is coming for your rescue. It is coming for your aid because you asked for it, you prayed for it, so let it happen. It looks scary, but this is for your aid. And when you ask for help, also be in the spirit of receiving it, okay? Right here, the Ace of Wands. This is a gift from God. This is actually the card that is a gift from Spirit, from the universe, of opportunity, of passion, of desire, of creativity, of expression of yourself and your own flame. You hold the torch of enlightenment, and the torch that you bear will light other torches around you. Understand that. Know that. Because what follows is the Ten of Pentacles, pure happiness, abundance, your family, husband, wife, children, the dog, your safe haven, your spiritual guidance. A home that's well rooted, a strong foundation. Yeah. judgment, righteous dominion over oneself, the king of one, the duality of one, your purpose, the judgment, being rewarded for what it is you're doing, your purpose, being on your path of righteousness, doing what is right, choosing the right every single time, always, and being rewarded for it with abundance of all kinds, especially spiritual. And this is connection to your ancestors, those who've lived before you, the conquering of generational sin, so that your children don't have to suffer the same sin. The Five of Cups in reverse. In the upright, the Five of Cups is you're looking at what has happened, and you're allowing yourself to be in lack mentality, losing what it is that you lost, but not being able to break away from it, to cut the cords of the pain from it, the baggage that keeps you stuck, that keeps you broken, heartbroken. So it's in reverse, like this, which is the opposite. It's like focusing on these two cups that are behind you, which is your support system, which is your spirit team, your ancestors, your spirit guides, to usher in your new beginning. And these three cups here were spilt for your own good. And the Three of Cups is this like reason to celebrate. And in the reverse, that's what we were seeing. They're spilt, but in the reverse, they're filled. It gives you reason to celebrate because of the Two of Cups, which is no longer having to choose between lifestyles or love lives or partners, but being firm in your choice and your decision. The Two of Cups is deciding on a lover, or deciding on a place, your own place in love, towards yourself, no longer second guessing it, being firm in what it is that you're going for. Five being the number of changing, allowing the change to take place. And it's also this Two of Pentacles in reverse, no longer juggling. Just what I was going through right there, Spirit is reiterating, this is no more. You don't have to believe anymore, because now you know. Too often in our lives we're taught to believe in things, and in the end, when we found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, we found out that believing in things was just a lie. The Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, I mean, the list goes on. Just believe in yourself, they say. Why? Everything else I believed in was a lie. Well, that's no longer going to be a problem here, because we're being taught how to know. And that's the difference. We're being taught to know. And right here, the Six of Swords. No matter the outcome, and no matter what happens, not being afraid. This reminds me of the leap of faith, but it's like to go your own way, to believe in what you believe in, and be convicted by your testimony, by your own soul urge to go for it, no matter what it is that people say. Swords being the truth, but being also what people say. Still going your own way, doing what it is that you full-heartedly are committed to doing, whether that's going towards what it is that you love, or what it is you're passionate about, whether it's career, whether it's your love life, whether it's whatever it is that you are being blessed with at this time. It's a big blessing, and it's a eye-opener to the possibilities that are before you. Some people aren't going to like it. You can see right there, people aren't going to like it. There's going to be people that aren't going to like it, but in the long run of things, you're teaching them through your example, through you knowing and being in the state of knowing what it is that you're doing will change the world. It will change your world. Yeah, it'll change theirs too. Because they'll always watch you because of how committed you are. And that's for your children too, your children, your family members, your parents. No longer having to deal with betrayal, no longer having to deal with thievery, protecting yourself and sensing energies around you that are going to take advantage of you or put you in a place of despair, and recognizing those energies before it happens, and to avoid the turmoil and the chaos that comes with it. I mean, there are times when you want chaos to take place so that you can change, but there's an ultimate place that you reach when you've become awakened. Then you can dismiss these energies before they even enter, and it's exactly that, peace on earth. It's your heaven on earth, to be able to discern to that power and that ability and that guidance, that divine purpose within you, to be able to just see through things is a beautiful, beautiful thing. No longer feeling like you have to defend yourself. No longer feeling like you have to steal things from people so they don't hurt you with them. Taking their weaponry away so you don't get hurt by it. Expecting the worst in situations. This is in reverse. No longer having to expect the worst in situations. Going into agreements or contracts or things like that, expecting the worst outcome. You no longer have to do that. Go for it. Expect the good and be good, and you'll be good at it. And you'll be able to teach from a place of raw testimony and authenticity and a place of your heart. That's what God wants us to do. It doesn't matter if it's through tarot cards that you're receiving the message. It doesn't matter if I'm reading from the scriptures, from the Bible, or from even the Book of Mormon, whatever. It does not matter where the message comes from. If it comes from the heart, it's authentic of God, and it's divine, and its purpose is to influence, to teach, and to change the world. So don't get stuck in your head. Push it to the heart and let the heart sort it out, and keep pressing forward and have courage, and encourage others to do the same. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your thumbs up, your subscribes, and I'll keep going. Namaste.